what's up, TD23 back now with another video. I'm going to be talking about the games today. A lot of games today. Didn't get to all of them. Didn't get to watch them all. There's only like 3 or 4 that I did watch pretty much to its entirety. Also, while I was watching the games, I really wasn't feeling good. So there are some games where I watched the beginning. I watched like the first half. I didn't watch most of the third quarter, and then part of the fourth quarter I didn't watch. So it's gonna be kind of iffy for my take on some of these games. The Bulls, I pretty much watched them to their entirety. Again, like I said, wasn't really feeling that good, so it was kind of up and down. First game I'm gonna talk about is this Philadelphia 76ers versus the Charlotte Hornets. Embiid had an Embiid-esque night. Got to the line 19 times, hit 15 of them. Didn't really grab as many rebounds as I thought he did. He had about 32 points. Tobias Harris had 18. Steph Curry did his thing, 4 of 8 from the 3. 23 points, 8 assists. All around good game from them. They won. They beat the Charlotte Hornets. Obviously, LaMelo Ball's out. I think Terry Rozier's out. I think it's LaMelo, Terry Rozier, Mason Plumlee, and Jaden McDaniels. I'll look when I look at their stat sheet and everything. But yeah, I think it's LaMelo, Terry Rozier. I know Jaden and Mason Plumlee are those 3 are injured or are health and safety protocol, but I don't remember if Terry Rozier is part of that. Tyrese Maxey didn't really do a lot. Really was not effective at all. Matisse Thybulle, great, good defense, and Furkan Korkmaz did not have a good game. So we'll get on to the Charlotte Hornets. It is Terry Rozier, LaMelo, Mason Plumlee, and Jaden McDaniels all out with health and safety protocol. Miles Bridges had a 20-point game. Gordon Hayward had a 31-point game, kind of bringing it back. Kelly Oubre had 22. He was hitting shots at the beginning. Was not hitting towards the end type stuff. But he did shoot a lot. He shot 8 of 22, the most on his team by a few shots. And then the rest is just I mean, Cody Martin was it Cody Martin? Damn, I forgot. So it was one of the Martins that had a big dunk. I completely forgot. But Cody Martin. I didn't watch the Heat Bucks game. I saw it on Instagram. I don't remember if it was Caleb Martin. I saw it on Instagram. If not, it was Cody Martin. I can't remember. I fell asleep in the middle of watching these games because, like I said, I didn't feel good. Miles Bridges just had a good game. Shot very efficiently, 61%. Gordon Hayward shot efficiently with 55%, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, blah blah blah, stuff like that. James Bouknight did not have a good game. Like he had a decent game last game, so that's all that matters. Bulls versus Cavs is the next game. Oh man, it was tough to watch. It was really tough to watch this game. They really took advantage of our size. They're more in the backcourt, front court. They are 7 feet and taller. Larry Markkanen is 7 feet tall. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen both 7 feet tall. Darius Garland's about 6'1", 6'2". Isaac Okoro is about 6'4", 6'5", maybe 6'3". I'm not 100% sure. So it was a struggle. It was Lonzo, Ayo, Zach, Derek Jones Jr., and Nikola Vucevic. Our only 7-footer is Vucevic. And the next tallest is Derek Jones Jr., who's about 6'7". Then it's Lonzo and Levine at like 6'6", and then Ayo at 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". Not a short team, but if we had a power forward, if we had an Aaron Gordon, like I was talking about, if we had an Aaron Gordon or a Jeremy Grant, 6'8", 6'9", both of them about 6'8", 6'9", both bigger forwards. If we had someone like that, then we can talk about us being a little bit of a bigger team because Lonzo is 6'6", Levine's about 6'6", DeRozan's about 6'7", and then we'd have Jeremy Grant, or one of those wings, who's about 6'8", 6'9", and then we got Vucevic, who's about 7 foot tall. So that's when we can talk about us being contenders. That's when we can talk about us being a very, very elite. I love the Bulls team now, but if we can just add that last piece, add that last big defensive wing, we could come out of the East if we get a bigger wing. We can become legit contenders because Lonzo's going to facilitate. Lonzo's going to dish. Lonzo's going to hit threes. Lonzo's going to drive every once in a while. Levine's going to play a little bit of defense. He's going to facilitate. He's going to play make. He's going to drive to the hole. He's going to score. He's going to hit step-back threes. He's going to hit clutch shots. DeRozan's going to hit clutch shots. He's going to play a little bit of defense, give us a little bit of size, give us a little bit of playmaking. Vucevic is going to give us, again, a little bit of playmaking, a little bit of rim protection, a little bit of outside scoring, and a little bit of inside scoring as well. Ayo, just a very, very, very big energy guy. That's what he is. The past 2 games, he's played 34 minutes tonight. He played about 42, 43, maybe even 44 minutes last game against the Denver Nuggets. So that's pretty much what he is. Troy Brown Jr. did not shoot very efficiently. Shot about 3 of 8, 37%, 0 of 3 from 3. He's someone that does stuff that's not on the stat sheet. He gets deflections. He can get a couple steals. He can get a block or 2. He'll play good defense. That's what he is. He's like a 3-and-D player. Didn't hit his threes, but these nights happen. Like, I'm not even mad that we lost. The Cavs are doing pretty good, even without Colin Sexton. I like this lineup. I wish they had a legitimate small forward, but the lineup's working. The starting lineup's working with Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro, Markkanen, Mobley, and Jared Allen. It's working. They just beat one of the top teams in the NBA or in the Eastern Conference. So I'm not even mad that we lost to this team. We don't have DeRozan. We don't have Caruso. We don't have Javonte Green. We don't have. I think that's it. Is there anyone else that we're missing? Kobe White. We don't have Kobe White. So those are 4 rotational guys that are not in the lineup that we did not have. We had to play Troy Brown Jr. 26 minutes. We had to play Devon Dotson 19. We had to play Alize Johnson 11. We had to play Tony Bradley about 15 minutes. So we're going a little bit deeper, but we beat the Nuggets, but we lose to the Cavs. It's all good. We don't have one of our 2 best players. We don't have a very good key guy, energy guy in Alex Caruso. We don't have a scorer off the bench in Kobe White. We don't have a defender in Javonte Green. So I'm not really worried about us losing to the Cavs. It would have been nice to get a dub or to have it at least a little bit of competitive, but they just out rebounded us. They literally just out rebounded us. I don't even know the numbers, but I know they out rebounded us. We had 37 rebounds to their. Okay, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It looked like they were out rebounding us by a lot. But Markkanen had about 14 points, shot 5 of 8. Evan Mobley 8 of 11. He had 16 points. Darius Garland is becoming a star, bro. Becoming a star. 24 points, 6 assists. I love Darius Garland. Ricky Rubio had a good night, 11 and 9. Kevin Love had 11 off the bench. He had about 5 rebounds. I really enjoyed Darius Garland because he can play make, he can shoot, he can facilitate, he can drive to the basket, he can draw fouls, he can get clutch shots, he can hit clutch shots, he can hit step-back threes. He can do a lot of things. The only downside about him is he's smaller. He's about 6'1". I like his effort defensively. He's just not a great defender because he's 6'1", 6'2". So it's kind of hard for him to defend the Lonzo. It's going to be harder for him to defend the DeJounte Murrays, the Ben Simmons, the Kyrie Irvings, the players like that. So all in all, it was a fun game to watch. Obviously, I'm upset the Bulls lost, but then I'm not at the same time because this is a good Cavs team. They've been playing good without Colin Sexton, and we have injuries. They have injuries. What can you do? What can you do? I'm not tripping about this game whatsoever. It is what it is. Next game is Washington versus Detroit. Now, this was a fun game. Man. 119-116. Overtime game. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had about 13 points. Kyle Kuzma had 26 and the game winner. Bradley Beal had 25. Dinwiddie did his thing with 12 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. It's my boy Spencer Dinwiddie. I wish he was playing a little bit better so he can be an all-star, but it is what it is. Daniel Gafford only had 7 points, but he had 10 rebounds, and he had 6 blocks. He was amazing in the paint. Denny Avdia, I hope that's how you say his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. Had 10 points. Raul Neto had 10 points. Montrezl Harrell was not very good tonight, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been playing really good. He's been a key player off the bench. But Kyle Kuzma, it's crazy. Bradley Beal had a good scoring night. they still use him as a decoy because they know Kyle Kuzma can hit clutch shots. KCP can hit clutch shots. They can give it to Daniel Gafford for some clutch buckets in the paint. Spencer Dinwiddie can hit clutch shots. Bradley Beal can hit the clutch shot. But when I get to a certain team, I'm literally going to dive into why I love watching this team. But not the team that I'm going to talk about, probably at the very end because they're one of the last teams that played. But we'll get into that later. But all in all, good game by the Wizards. I don't remember how Cade did. Did Cade do good? 21 points. He shot 8 of 20, but he had a pretty good game. Jeremy Grant had the game, 28 points. He shot 6 of 16. He got to the free throw line. That's what it was. He got to the free throw line, hit some big shots. Isaiah Stewart had a good game, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Sadiq Bey hit some shots, not very efficient. I mean, he shot 50%. Okay, no, I looked. This is a game that I kind of didn't really watch through in its entirety, but what I did watch was good. I didn't see him hit a 3 when I was watching. I don't remember. So that's why, because I looked and it said 0-2, so I thought that was his missed threes. But no, he hit 2 of 4. That's probably when I wasn't watching. But he missed both of his free throws, but that's perfectly fine. It's gonna happen. But Frank Jackson had a good game too. He had 19 points. I completely forgot he had a pretty decent game. So let's get on to the next game that I really didn't watch. New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. I'm going to just give a quick summary. I'm going to come out with a video this weekend talking about the Pacers, talking about the Trailblazers. I'm going to make a big video talking about both of those teams. I'm also talking about the Chicago Bulls, go more in depth on why I think we can be contenders and if we're pretenders or contenders. It really just depends on what we can acquire at the trade deadline and what we can do and everything. But I'm going to go more in depth into those 3 teams. And then I'll probably go into depth with the Golden State Warriors. So just stay tuned for all that. New York Knicks. Mitch Robinson came off the bench, had 4 points. Was not very good, as what I can see. Julius Randle had 18 points. He shot 6 of 18, not very efficient. RJ Barrett came back, had 19 points. Alec Burks had about 15. Russ had about 8 and 7. So, it really wasn't a very good game by the Knicks. The Indiana Pacers, they had 3 guys score 20-plus points, and all 5 of their starters had 10-plus. And their highest other than that, it was 8, and that's Kellen Martin. So, yeah, I'm not even really going to talk about that game. Indiana Pacers beat the Knicks. I'm not going to talk about these games either. The Milwaukee Bucks versus the Miami Heat. The Heat won. There's more games that I didn't watch than I thought. OKC beat Toronto. Brooklyn lost to Houston. Dallas beat the Grizzlies. I watched towards the end of that game. It was just Luka. Utah beat Minnesota. I really didn't get a chance to watch that. Denver versus New Orleans was very good in the fourth quarter and overtime, but the Denver Nuggets took it out. Trailblazers versus the Golden State Warriors. Now, I was going to talk about it at the end, but I forgot the Celtics just played, so it's fresh on my memory, so I want to talk about the Golden State Warriors for a second. The Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry is about 10 3-pointers away from beating Ray Allen in all-time threes made. Amazing. Steph Curry is the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. You can argue Klay Thompson's right there behind him. Once Klay Thompson comes back, I don't see a team that can mess with them in the West. You can say the Lakers once again do a 7-game series, but with the way I love Russell Westbrook. This is no shot at Russell Westbrook. It's his playing style. He plays reckless. When he grabs the ball, he runs coast to coast no matter what. If it's 5-on-1, if all his other teammates are sitting back in the backcourt, he will run and try to get a score. He will get everyone will get on him and he'll turn the ball over. It's not a good recipe for winning basketball. LeBron James is getting older. Anthony Davis looks like a cupcake right now. And I love Anthony Davis. He does not look like Anthony Davis right now. Not grabbing rebounds. Not getting in the paint. Not getting on the block. Not hitting his mid-range jumpers. Because I know Anthony Davis can hit the mid-range. The threes is kind of iffy. He's not a stretch big. He can hit the mid-range occasionally. But this year he just hasn't been Anthony Davis. And it kind of makes me sad because I love watching Anthony Davis dominate. That's what he was supposed to do. LeBron James was going to take the back seat. Westbrook was going to be the third option. Anthony Davis was going to be number 1 MVP conversation. have an actual debate whether or not he's top 2 in power forwards. And right now, the runaway is Kevin Durant, and right behind him is Giannis, and then way back is Anthony Davis. It's like not even close between those top 3. But I really don't see a team that can mess with the Warriors once they get Klay Thompson back. If Klay Thompson is 75% of what he is, because he can still it'll be hard for him to defend a little bit because he had 2 major injuries on separate legs. He had a torn Achilles on one leg and a torn ACL on the other. So it's gonna be kind of tough for him to be the elite defender that he was, but I think he's still gonna be. It's gonna take him a couple games for him to hit his threes. But he's going to get in his groove within the first 3 weeks of him playing. He will be in the starting lineup. And then they have Jordan Poole off the bench, who was averaging about 18, 19 points, I'm pretty sure. He might even be averaging 20. So that Golden State Warriors team is going to be so good. And their off-the-ball movement and the attention to detail any other team has on Steph Curry. Wherever Steph Curry goes. I saw he passed it to, I think, Draymond Green in the post. Who was it? Kevin Looney set a screen. He ran to the corner. Both the players went to Steph Curry, and Draymond Green did a little pocket pass to Kevin Looney for the easy dunk. And then the next play, Steph Curry still had 3 guys on him, and he hit the 3. Steph Curry did not have an efficient night. He shot like 6 of 17 or something. But Steph Curry's Steph Curry. Steph Curry's going to affect the game in other ways. His off-ball movement, him getting other people open just from him coming off of a screen, or just from him hitting 1 3, or just him getting open for a 3. It's going to attract 2 to 3 defenders to guard him. And he's very good at finishing in the lane. And if you foul him, he hits his free throws. He's a 90+% free throw shooter. He's the greatest three-point shooter of all time. He's a great mid-range shooter. No one talks about that enough. And he's a great finisher. He's a great ball handler. He can play make. His defense has gotten better, and he's a lot stronger now. So Steph Curry, if he wins MVP this year, which right now it's between him and Kevin Durant, if he wins this MVP this year and they win the finals, I'm sorry, Magic, you're the second greatest point guard of all time. Magic Johnson, great, all-time great point guard, obviously. I wasn't old enough to watch him, but I'm old enough to watch Steph Curry, and I'm old enough and I'm confident enough to say Steph Curry will be the greatest point guard of all time if MVP, ring. And he better get the finals MVP. Don't give it to no damn Andrew Wiggins. Don't give it to no dang Jordan Poole. Steph Curry deserved one of his 3 championships. He deserved to get one of the finals MVPs. The first year, Andre Iguodala held LeBron James to a 30-point triple-double. Bullcrap, he deserved that finals MVP. I love Iggy. He did not deserve that finals MVP. Kevin Durant, yes. Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. But Steph Curry deserved that 2015 NBA Finals MVP. That's all I got to say. And the Trailblazers missing CJ McCollum with a collapsed lung. Get better soon. Damian Lillard with his abdominal injury. Get well soon. Damian Lillard, you need to request the trade. They're not doing anything to help you. No matter what GM they get, there's nothing they can do to get you a other superstar. Ben Simmons is a star. If they trade CJ for Ben Simmons, that will help you guys significantly because that gives you another guard or another backcourt. Because they could probably run Damian Lillard, Norman Powell, Robert Covington, Ben Simmons, Yusuf Nurkic. That's probably going to be their starting lineup. But that'll definitely help. Definitely defensively, but offensively, Ben Simmons will create more shots for Damian Lillard because he's a playmaker, but spacing still with Nurkic and Ben Simmons. Obviously, Robert Covington can spot up and shoot threes. Damian Lillard can spot up and shoot threes. Norman Powell can spot up and shoot threes. Nurkic can hit threes occasionally. He's not like a Valanciunas that I would love Valanciunas to be on this team, especially if they get Ben Simmons. That would be so good because Ben Simmons can literally, everyone could be on the 3-point line. Ben Simmons can just run an ISO. They can run a 5-out. Ben Simmons can just run an ISO and he can just get by whoever he wants and dunk on them. And then they'll all collapse. And then you have 4 great 3-point shoot. Well, 3 great 3-point shooters, 1 good 3-point shooter. Damian Lillard, Robert Covington, and Valanciunas, great three-point shoot. Two of them are great three-point shooters. One of them is good. And then you have above-average three-point shooter, Norman Powell. I don't know what his average is this year, but I don't... let me look, actually. I want to look to see what his three-point percentage is this year. I really want to see that. But yeah, if they do that, I don't think the Pelicans are going to give up Valanciunas. But if they were to give up Valanciunas, give him to Portland, please. Now, I would admit, I would stay in Portland if Valanciunas goes to the Trailblazers because he can also rim protect. He can hit threes. He'll grab 20 rebounds. Nasir Little had a great game. He got injured in that third quarter, but he was so good in that first half. Getting rebounds, going coast to coast, hitting shots, creating shots. He was so good this game. So good. Dennis Smith Jr. found a resurgence. I love Dennis Smith Jr. It's hard again because I like Dennis Smith Jr., but they already have Anthony Simons off the bench. I would love for him to be a backup point guard, but they already have Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons is a legit point guard. So he is shooting... Okay. He's a lot better three-point shooter than I thought. He's about 40% three-point shooter this year, and last year he was a 41% three-point shooter. Most of them were probably him creating his own shots, but that's still pretty good. He's a better three-point shooter than I thought. I will give him that. He's a much better three-point shooter than I thought. I thought he was going to be like 30 to 35 percentage range, but he's a 40% three-point shooter. My bad, Norman Powell. So yeah, everyone except Ben Simmons would be able to shoot on that team. I think I'm going to do a Trailblazers rebuild. I might do an Indiana Pacers rebuild. I'm going to be making a whole bunch of rebuilds, and then once Christmas is over, this is going to be the last thing. Well, let me finish talking about what I'm talking about, and then I'll say everything later. Okay, let me talk about the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Clippers. No Paul George. No Kawhi, obviously. Let me scroll all the way down. I don't remember. Were they missing anyone else? I don't think Serge Ibaka played. That's how I was going to talk about. Brandon Boston was a boss this game. He had 18 points at halftime. He had 27 points throughout the whole game. He matched up with Jason Tatum very well. He should be in the rotation. If he does this the next 1 to 2 games, if he does this for a 3-game span, give him a little bit more minutes than you guys were giving him, because I don't think he was really playing earlier or a few games ago. I think he was maybe getting 5 to 10 minutes. Give him like 15 to 20 minutes. You guys don't really have anyone. You guys really don't have a wing off the bench. I mean, because you're starting Bledsoe, Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Batum or Marcus Morris, Zubac. You got Batum. You got Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann's, I'd say he's more of like a shooting guard. You really don't have another backup wing. You got, like I said, Batum. But that's pretty much all the backup wings you got. So why don't you start playing Brandon Boston? I think he could be a very good rotational player for this Clippers team, especially without Kawhi Leonard. Great size. He can shoot the ball. He can drive. He can grab rebounds. He can defend. He's got great size, like I said. So why don't you guys give him a little shot, you know? Jason Tatum, 29 points. Didn't shoot efficiently. He shot 9 of 20. That's a typical Jason Tatum, 45%. Didn't shoot from the 3 well. Had about 10 boards. Schroeder played good, 8 of 16, 19 points. Marcus Smart hit some shot. He only hit 1 3. Al Horford had 11 points. Robert Williams did not play very good. Grant Williams did not hit his shots. Josh Richardson. I like Josh Richardson off the bench for the Celtics. That gives them a legit ball handler off the bench, because that's what he was doing in Miami before he was traded to Philly. Was pretty much a spot-up shooter, and then traded to Dallas, pretty much a spot-up shooter, and Celtics kind of switched it up a little bit. He's handling the ball off the bench. He's hitting shots. He's playmaking. He had I think that's rebounds. Never mind. I mean, but he is playmaking. He's hitting shots. He has 17 points. I like Josh Richardson off the bench because he can defend one of your best. He can defend your best guard. And he can also handle the ball and give you buckets and give you some assists. I love Josh Richardson off the bench. For the contract, maybe not, but Josh Richardson off the bench for the Celtics is real. I really like that. I really wish Peyton Pritchard would play better. So Batum did not score. Marcus Morris had 20. Brandon Boston Jr. had 27. Reggie Jackson had 17. He shot horrible, 6 of 22. He missed that clutch free throw, but it was all good. Terrence Mann shot 5 of 7. He had 10 points. Zubac had 10 and 10. Yeah, but what I was saying earlier, I'm looking. Yeah, they really don't have another backup for wing. But what I was saying earlier, once Christmas is over, I gotta pay for what I owe for getting my car fixed, and eventually this entire room, my entire setup is going to be completely different. I'm gonna have a desk in that corner. I'm gonna have a table with my TV. The desk is gonna have my 2 monitors and then my little PlayStation setup I got. It'll be right next to it, and I'll have my 2 monitors. And then eventually I'll probably get a third. I'll have a bunch of games going on. I'll have it on my TV. I have it on my 3 monitors. Blah blah blah. It's gonna be completely moved. I'm gonna get a better mic, so when I do record gameplay videos on 2K and stuff like that, it'll sound a lot better. And eventually I will get a actual camera. Right now I'm using my phone because I don't have a camera, and cameras are expensive as hell. But I will try to get a camera as soon as I can. I'm gonna get a mic. I'm gonna order a mic as soon as Christmas is over. As soon as I'm done Christmas shopping, I'm gonna pick up a mic so I can use that either for this, because I'd need a camera if I was gonna record it on my laptop. For my PlayStation, I would like to get a mic so it sounds a lot better, because it sounds all muffled and sounds like a very cheap mic. It was not a very cheap headset. It was like $40, like $50. So it's not expensive, but it wasn't cheap at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as that's over, I'm gonna, like I said, get the desk, get a table. I can set my TV up right next to the desk, and it'll be a completely different setup. I will not be over here. I will be over there. Yeah. So this is a very, very, very long video for what I normally post talking about games. But hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully soon the content will be a lot better. The quality, everything will be a lot better for you guys, so I can get a little bit more interaction with y'all. So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and peace.